The book bans might have been the best thing they could have ever done, and I'm going to tell you why. Yesterday, I was in a powerful workshop led by Dr. Brendan A. Tynes, who is the host of the Black Loved Free podcast. Get into it. That's all I'm going to say. And during that workshop, Dr. Tynes was talking to us about the violence and the whiteness of written language, the written word. And that ain't what we've always been about, y'all. Like Black folk, African folk, oral traditions, right? The griots and the storytellers. Because your word was bond. And that is, we use the way that we communicated to each other as testimony, right? As story, as history. It was enough. And then the violence of written language, where then only what was written was real. Only what was written was valid. Only what could be proven through what was written mattered. Walk with me. So now they're trying to ban the books, right? Why? They're trying to erase the evidence of this whole project, this whole thing. They're trying to erase us, the Black stories, the trans stories, the queer stories. They're trying to erase all of us, and they think they're doing it by taking away the books. But let me tell you something. I just said in another video that I'm calling 2025 the year of the self as source. And I said that it's a call for us to remember our old ways, to go back to what we knew before. And so this is actually like kind of poetic. They think that by taking the books and erasing those stories that they are erasing us, they're going to actually erase themselves into us remembering ourselves. Because then we'll be relying on what we remember, what we know in our bodies, in our cells. We're going to return to the ancestral knowing and remembering. Because if you take the book, now you're forcing me to write my own. If you're taking the books, then you're requiring me to go get into my hush harbors and into my community where we share our stories, where we go to our ancestral altars and we communicate with them so they can tell us their stories, that we can share and exchange information. They're going to erase themselves into our remembrance. We're going to now get to a place where it all makes more sense because we're not relying on a written word. We are the word. And that's enough. Them book bans might have been the best thing that ever happened to us coming back home to ourselves.